Okay, so I just wanted to get a January Zoom together, kind of get a game plan because it's about to get crazy. And not saying that we're not going to be doing more Zooms because we'll probably be doing. My plan would be to do 2 a month, one every 2 weeks, and then on the off weeks do a party in between. So that's what my plan is. That's usually what we do in busy season, and it's worked so far. So I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. Jen was going to go over the What the Fit page that Taylor, and Jamie have been running.
Hi.
And she got super sick like right before, and she's actually at the walk-in. She thinks she has the flu. So she started throwing up and all this stuff. So I told her just not to worry about it. She's going to record a video to talk about our group. And then we were also going to talk about the packs and how we've been marketing them and what we think is best. So she said she would throw that in on the video as well. So she's going to do a video tomorrow, and we'll put that in the chat. So the couple of things that I was going to talk about was I had 3 things written down. I've gotten a lot of people who, the fall really slows down in this business. It doesn't always have to, but it just does sometimes. And life happens. Like, I've been pregnant for, I feel like 2 years now, and I really haven't been. It's been like 4 months, and I feel like I've been pregnant with this kid forever. I'm still throwing up. I'm still exhausted. I think they lied to me about the first trimester thing. Hold on. I'm going to mute people because I have ADD. It will drive me crazy. Okay. So, I haven't been the best leader either because it's been really hard for me at night to want to do anything other than lay in bed. So I think we're all kind of getting going again together. And I was excited about 2017. I was excited about the people on my team, but I wasn't as excited as I was in 2016. I didn't have that feeling. And I know that sounds weird. I'm coming up on 3 years, but I just didn't have that feeling. And we call it the 2016 feeling because in 2016, we knew the roof was about to freaking just blow off of it. And I know that most of y'all know my story, but in January, I told y'all the other day, in January, I was paid 2016, I was paid as a Ruby. I had been paid as a Ruby since May when I'd gone Ruby. And in February, I went diamond, and in March, I went double diamond. So those of you that are saying, I want to promote to emerald, I want to promote to diamond, but 2 ranks, that's crazy. It's not crazy. I skipped emerald. I went emerald for 2 days, and then I was diamond. So it's really not crazy. It just takes the right momentum and the right team. 1 or 2 people can really change your business. You just have no idea until you sign those people, and then you're like, oh, because I didn't believe that either. When Tammy was telling me that, I was like, you're giving me this diamond chart and you tell me 2 people are going to make a difference. And then I saw it happen. And I was like, okay, all right. She's not crazy. I mean, she's a little crazy. Don't tell her I said that. But hey, you two, I need y'all to chill. Sorry, I have a golden doodle and a toddler that are both crazy. So a couple of y'all have just been getting what do I do? How do I start? How do I get back into it? And I had this talk with Cheney the other night. We were on the phone together. And, I felt that way too when I first started really trying to push this promotion. For those of you guys that don't know, I really want to take this team to presidential by the end of March. So, and I really think that I'm excited. I want to bring new people into our business, but let me be perfectly honest with you guys. I feel like I have the people to do it right now. I want to bring new people in, but I feel like I have the team that can do it right now. You always want to bring new blood in. And I know some of y'all are like, well, Stormy, we're going to have to bring some new people in because there's some holes on my chart. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I feel like the group I have we're going to do it. So, I felt kind of but what do I do? I don't even remember what I was doing when I promoted to double diamond so fast. But then I started doing it again. And I was like, I know, I do know. I'm out of the practice. I'm out of the habit. It's kind of like when you walk in the gym for the first time, you haven't been, you're like, oh, what does that machine do? You're just kind of doubting yourself. You've lost a little bit of confidence. So the first thing I did was I kind of wrote down the things that I was doing that got me in a funk in the business. And I'm not doing those. Okay. So I know it sounds crazy to make a list of what not to do, but not staying checked into the chats, not, not checking the team page, not being on the Zoom trainings, not watching, YouTube videos like that are helping with your self-development. Sorry, y'all. My kid is like back here in like 90 pillows. I was like, where'd she go? Parties, I stopped throwing as many parties because we weren't as excited about them. I stopped posting as much, my charts and my Zooms or my charts weren't in my face at all the time. So I kind of wrote all that down and I was like, this is what we need to not do. This is what you need to not do. So I'm starting back up on the parties and I really want y'all to use the parties. Okay. I want y'all to get your potentials there and then let me try to do the work for you. Let me try to seal the deal. And I'm not saying that it's because I'm awesome and way better. And no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, let me take some of that unsureness of how to sign those people or how to talk to them about products off your plate. It took me a while to learn how to talk to people in this business, and it sounds kind of crazy, but I would get so excited when people would message me about a product. I'd be like, yes, they want to talk. And then I would kind of, word vomit on them. I did that a time or two, but maybe more. And then Tammy, kind of was like, this is what you're doing wrong. Let's fix it. And it really changes things. So let me help y'all with those conversations. If you're unsure and somebody reaches out to you and, they're like, Stephanie, tell me about this cleanse. And you're like, I don't know. Type up what you have and send it to me and I will edit it and I will send it back to you. And I'm very blunt and I'm very straightforward. So if I take out like 4 sentences, it's not because they're bad. I just, I don't answer a question that hasn't been asked. I do I edit a lot of Courtney's stuff and I don't think she takes offense to it because she keeps letting me do it. But it's just a second set of eyes. Like it's nothing, I send stuff to Tammy all the time and I'm like, what is this? This doesn't look right. Can you help me out here? So use the parties. Tomorrow night we have that PDT party and it is really intimidating to talk to people about the business when you don't feel like you've been in long enough. Or I know I hear a lot of times like, I'm just a Ruby. And I'm like, just a Ruby? You know, people want to be just like, that's a $500 a month. That's what people join this business for. But I say that because I know it can be intimidating. I mean, I'm getting a little nervous about that party tomorrow because I haven't done one in a while. I'm like, oh my gosh, my girls are getting all these people there and I can't screw it up. And I got to be on my game. So the product parties are great, but when we have those potential parties, like let me get on and let me talk and let me do that for you and just kind of take some of that off your plate. And then you swoop in after and you sign them, like you seal a deal. But that's what I'm here for. And I want to make sure you guys are utilizing me. There's been a couple of y'all that I'm like, you got to stay in my inbox like constantly. Like you blow me up and it will not bug me. And I know you're thinking it's probably going to bug her. And I get that because I did that to Tammy too. When I was going to Ruby, I was like, she's going to block my number. Like, seriously, this is it. It's just, she's going to tell me that this is the last question I get for the day. And this was before we were like best friends. We were acquaintances, but I was like, she's literally, this is it. She's going to hate me. But it's not annoying at all. Like when I'm on a leader's perspective, I'm like, oh, I get it. Like, that's awesome. This person is wanting to work and they want to work with you. And it helps keep me accountable. Like it fires me up when y'all are messaging me all day, like telling me the good stuff you're doing or, just asking for help or whatever, whatever it is, it keeps me fired up. So I really enjoy that. Make sure you're posting, I don't know about y'all, but I see the same like 12 people every day. I see the same 100 high schoolers every day. That's a little different, but I see like the same 12 people every day. Either they already know I do it works, they're already loyal customers, or they're not. It's pretty simple. So if I'm not putting it out on social media, I'm just not going to be talking to a lot of new people. Right. Sorry, he bit me. And I know, again, and like I said, some of y'all have heard me say some of this a lot, but you think like you're posting and the same people are seeing it over and over again and they're tired of seeing it. And the reality is only 15% of your Facebook friends see your post every time you post. So what I like to do to make sure that I'm kind of feel like I'm spreading it out is I try to do this. I'm not always the greatest at it, but like if I do a product post on Monday morning, then my next product post is like in the evening and then my next is at lunch. Because you're hitting different markets each time, different groups. I mean, some people they're on all the time, I guess, but that's kind of my thinking on that is you know, if I do a business at lunch, then the next day I'm doing it in the morning or whatever. So you're not annoying them because they're not seeing it near as much as you think. And then the last thing is, I'm going to kind of circle back to that, but chats and Zooms, like stay close to the fire, you guys, because the thing about this business is you have to surround yourself with like-minded people because it's a business on your own. You don't have to go to an office every day. You don't have to go to an office every day. Whereas, you know, I show up at the gym every day and I'm coaching and I'm kind of like in my element. Like I have people holding me accountable. You know, I have another person that coaches with me. I have APs walking around. Like there's somebody to make sure I'm doing my job. And that's not the case here. You know, I'm not going to be like, Ashley. I'm not checking in with you. Being like, did you send your messages? Did you post? That's not the case because this is a business where you are your own boss. And that's one of the greatest things about it, but it can also be one of the hardest things about it. So just surrounding yourself with those people that want the same things and are doing the same things can really, it can really be the difference in this thing. And I'm going to pick on Cheney for just a second, just because Cheney has always been like super active. Cheney's like, oh, she is. Cheney's always like up in the chats, like helping, you know, and all that stuff. And she kind of faded out the last few months and she got, I'm speaking, I think she got pretty discouraged and pretty down about it. I mean, we've had several conversations, so I'm not speaking like totally out of crazy, but, you know, and I mean, the chats, you know, the same time this was happening, I saw Cheney kind of walking away from the chats. So y'all probably saw me the other day talking about how glad how good I was to see her face in there again. So, I mean, would you agree, Cheney, that just getting back in and being around those people and listen, you know, would you agree that that's helped some? Because I know, I mean, you've just been a totally different person the last week or two.
Yeah, for sure. When I kind of just, life caught up with me, I guess, and it was slow and my team kind of fell apart. So it was just, I didn't know what to do. So then I just kind of started pulling myself out of things, not like on purpose, but just taking a breather, I guess. And as I did that, it just kind of made it easier to just kind of not work. Whereas, and when I kind of put myself back in meetings, coming to parties, those kind of things kind of get you motivated again. And kind of when you're by the positive people that are positive about the business, you're going to be positive. If you're going to be by the people that are telling you, it's not ever going to work, it's not that, then you're just kind of going to believe it. So it's kind of, I guess, helped. I don't know. I feel like I'm a bad example, but I guess so.
No, yes. I think you're a good example because, I mean, I don't want to say this, but Cheney was doing everything right. You know what I'm saying? And there's the thing I mean, life does happen. And like, here's the thing though, is it's going to happen no matter whether you're a billionaire or whether you're in debt by bill. You know what I'm saying? So when Joel and Stephanie Dunn said that at a green carpet one time, I was like, that's so true. Like no matter what, life is going to happen. So with me, I'm like, okay, life is happening, you know, but I try to remember like, but this life is going to keep happening and you're going to have the money to pay for that life. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds crazy, but what I also like on the flip side of that is, I'm kind of rambling, but is that if you need to take time off, you take time off, you know? Whitney Slack took off 10 months. She was a triple diamond. She took off 10 months because she had severe postpartum and she's just started back up. And, you know, It Works paid her the entire time, y'all. She stayed commission qualified and she paid, I mean, you know, obviously her team kind of fell off when she stopped working, but she got a paycheck for the entire 10 months. I don't know any other company you don't show up for 10 months, they're going to keep paying you. I mean, if you know them, let's talk. Are they hiring? But I just don't, you know, if I didn't show up for 10 months of school, they'd find somebody new. So I love that about this business. But again, it's a double-edged sword because it can also be hard because you can know that you don't have to be as present. So I'll get off that. That's just some of the things I had written down when, like I said, I'd been talking to you guys and some of y'all had been like, I just feel like I don't even know how to get back in it. So if you feel like that, if you don't, power hours, if you don't know what to do, there's like a power hour file on the Team Legendary page that sometimes when I feel stuck, I just go pull it up and start doing that. You know, I mean, you can power hour on your own. That's easy to find stuff to do. But The other thing, the last one I have written down, I have it starred and circled and bolded, is you got to get a system. You got to get organized. Okay. Whatever it is, when I went from distributor to diamond in a year, I was using this very simple thing called the rule of three. It's on Team Legendary. We were all using it. That was what was awesome for me. And then I went diamond or double diamond in a couple months, and I thought I tried to change everything, and I made my own system. Y'all see this? I made my own system, and I overcomplicated it, and I spent more time trying to do everything that didn't get me to double diamond. So I wasn't messaging as much, and I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Because I was overcomplicating it. So the rule of three is awesome. It's a file on the Team Legendary page, but whatever works for you, all you need to be doing every day is making sure you're talking about the business, you're getting it out there, you're messaging new people, you're following up with old people, and you're checking in on your current, and y'all message me after this if y'all want me to. I can hop on and tag y'all in the rule of three. Just message me or put it in the chat that you want to be tagged in it. But like I said, if you go to Team Legendary, there's a file on the left side, and there's a ton of files in there, but it says rule of three new. That's exactly what it's called. And if you see Stormy's notebook system, just skip it, because I think it's way too complicated. I mean, maybe you'll love it, but I don't know. I think I overdid it. So organized. So do you guys have any questions about that? Sorry, am I talking too fast? I'm just trying to not keep y'all here forever and not have to stare at my crazy kid and my dog in the background forever. Okay, so real quick, we're going to talk about the party tomorrow. I want to push DTs super hard in January for two reasons. One, they're giving away a Fit 5 pack to all of the distributors, okay? They don't normally give out samples for that. That's awesome. I got a pack of wraps in mine, and I got $120 product credit, and I was super pumped because I got samples with that. But they're getting product credit and the Fit 5 and their kit for $99. So, I don't know what Fit 5 retails at, but that's a lot of, they should be coming out on top immediately. So let's really make sure. They're saying that the Fit 5 through January 31st. I don't know if they'll extend that or not. You never know, Palmer. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. So let's make sure we're pushing that. I also don't know how long the $100 product credit is going to be around, but I'm hoping like forever, because I really like it. Is anybody not familiar with the $100 product credit? With what it does is, I don't know. I can't see most of y'all, so I'm asking a question like y'all are gonna, and I can't see faces really. So, anybody? Okay. Well, the $100 product credit, just in case I can't see you waving or you're telling me something, is once your DT gets 4 loyal customers in 30 days, they get $100 to spend on anything on the website. So it can be products, it can be apparel, it can be catalogs, business cards, whatever they want. It can be the planner. Anything on the website. That's awesome. When I started, it was $120 and it was only product credit, which I was still super grateful for. Do not get me wrong. But now I'm like, you can get a shirt, you can get all this awesome stuff. So I really want to make sure we're pushing that hard in January 31st through January 31st. And also, just so y'all know, conference again is coming up in February. Anything they do will backdate to January 1st. So if they say, if you go diamond this year, you get a $20,000 bonus, which they have done. I got it. And you go diamond January 31st, guess what? You still get $20,000. They are very good about, they backdate things. So, I say that. They've always backdated things. But the problem is a lot of us wait till we see those promotions, and then we're like, I'm going to go diamond. And then you're like, oh, well, I need a little bit more time. But if you work consistently, that promotion doesn't seem so far-fetched. You know what does that make sense? That's just, I love the bonuses, but then, people will be like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of cruising along. And then they'll say, oh my God, if I get a diamond in the next 15 days or something, then I'm going to get that bonus. And then they realize, they get kind of discouraged because they're like, oh, well, I have like 15 days to do this. So work like there is a bonus all the time, because when they roll it out, then you'll be ready, right? You won't be sitting back, not riding that wave of momentum. So, okay, I got that. I'm only going to touch on this, but I want you guys to go watch the Lachelle algorithm video if you haven't. Okay. I know a lot of y'all have, but if you have not, I cannot stress how good it is, because the Facebook algorithm is all over the place. Like, it changes all the time, and it's annoying. And it is really annoying. I get that. But if you want to work your business on social media, you have to learn the tricks, and, you have to stay kind of up to date with it, or you just won't be as successful. It's kind of like, and again, I'm using analogies from my life, but if I never looked up any new drills or any new skills or anything for my team, like if I stopped learning, they're going to stop learning. And if I stop getting better as their coach, they're going to stop getting better. So, I do a lot of self-development that way, just because I'm constantly watching YouTube videos, or I'm on coaches' pages learning. So I kind of look at this the same way. Like, yeah, we don't really want to learn the algorithm every 6 months when it changes, but if we don't, our posts aren't going to be seen. So let me see. I just saw a chat something. Hold on. I can't get my chat. There we go. Where can we find that video? Okay. It's on Team Legendary, and Tammy actually just tagged me in it earlier because I needed to be retagged in it. So, do you think we could share the link in the chat, Candace? Okay. Will you do that? Awesome. We're going to put it in the chat for y'all. Okay. So that video is about 45 minutes long. It's an easy watch. Like, I have 4 pages of notes from it. I couldn't find them earlier. I finally found them, and Candace sent me hers, and they were like even better. And she has like 3 pages of notes. So neither one of us will be willing to share our notes, but I'm not sure the notes will make as much sense if you don't watch it. So, like I said, I want y'all to go watch that. I don't want to get into a lot of detail about it, but the main thing that I have noticed with this algorithm change is they're saying that Facebook is organic. They want it to be organic. And so I was like, organic? Like, what does that mean? But they just want you to post from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want you to be so salesy. So there's words that they're getting away from, trigger words. And I've been posting lifestyle posts that are turning into high engagement just because, and it's random. Like, the other day I posted a picture of a green tea and was like, I basically said, pregnancy is so weird. I hate green tea and I crave it every day. I love coffee and I can't drink it at all. That was it. That thing is still going. I didn't ask any questions. I just, that was it. But people want to chime in, and like, they want to talk, and you want to have things in common, and so it's still like, I'm still getting on. I'm like, oh, somebody else commented on that. Now, when I've been asking questions on high engagement posts, I haven't been getting as much. I did like a playlist one the other day, and I haven't been getting near as much on that. So I think Facebook, like I said, they just really, like, if something is on your mind and you think that's a weird time to post, but you think like if you would tell your friends that and they might laugh at it, like, that's what I kind of think is, I'm going to post this. Write it down and post it, at noon or whatever, whenever you post. So try to be as natural with the posting as possible. Watch the trigger words. And then the other 2 things I wrote down that were just basic was, make sure you're posting eye-catching pictures or just selfies with your products if you don't have them. You don't want to look like a billboard. Like, go stalk yourself, and if you want to make sure that you would want to follow you. That's what I always do. I think, okay, would I want to follow me? Like, and I see Time Hop like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm like cringing. I'm like, oh my God, I posted that. Looks like a billboard. People drive by billboards every day. We want to catch their eye. And the bottom line is, they're going to buy you before they buy any product or they buy into any company or any business. So they want to know what you're using. They want to know how it's working for you, not corporate's gorgeous picture of the cleanse or whatever. And I'm not saying it's not okay to use corporate pictures or things off Pinterest, because it is. You just have to understand that those have been shared a lot of times, probably. They've been used by a lot of people. And each picture has a code. So every time it's used on Facebook, the more and more and more it's used, it's spammy to them, right? So they put it more towards the bottom. Like they don't show it in news feeds. They put it more towards the bottom. So if you do, let's say you take a corporate picture, crop it, put a filter on it, add your website, do something to where it gives it a new code. Don't just copy, save, share, or whatever. Same thing on Pinterest. A lot of those are going to be used a ton of times, so it's just going to lower your visibility. And then, that's it. That's all I had for that. So the video is much more in depth. So I really want you guys to go watch that. I'm laughing at my Zoom. It's like giving me notes. It's telling me I was going to upgrade my Zoom so where you can talk over 40 minutes. And Tammy was like, no, don't do it. I figured out a way we could run 2 Zooms at the same time. But we didn't figure that out until after I already scheduled this one. So it's fine. So we're on the free one still. We're cheap. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is charting and why it's important. So the charts in this business are like your roadmap. That's the only way you're going to know where you're going, how close or how far away you are, what you need to get there. That's it. It's the charts. I cannot eyeball all of you on here and be like, well, where are they? Oh yeah. And that's just not happening. So you need to have that paper chart or whatever. Jen is like, I call her a nerd. She's like charts on Excel. I'm like, no, I just paper chart it, but whatever works for you. So do y'all all know where to find charts, first of all? Okay, I'm just going to, because again, I can't see like 900 faces, so I don't know why I'm on eSuite. If you go to eSuite and you go to documents and you go to training and marketing materials or training and promotion materials, there's going to be a executive chart, a Ruby chart, an Emerald chart, and a Diamond chart. So you can, the executive chart, I always tell people to start with Ruby personally. There's an executive on the Ruby, so it's pretty easy. So if you don't have a Ruby chart or whatever other chart you're working on, if you're working on a Diamond chart, you don't have to go put a Ruby chart up, obviously, but go print one tonight. Like that's y'all's homework, okay? I'm giving you homework. I need y'all to have a chart. I would love for you to fill it out as much as you can and send a picture to me or send a picture to your upline. It's okay. So that's your first thing is I want y'all to go print it out. That's where you find it. That's how you're going to start. I'm trying to decide. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. So once you get going, charting is definitely something that you have to kind of learn as you go. Okay. Like that was the thing that I had to go to Tammy with the most was like, I was like, okay, I got a distributor. Okay. I got a loyal customer. What the heck do I do with them? And she would help me. And I would really encourage you guys to use your uplines for that. Okay. Right now, as you're learning, you're not going to walk into any job and know everything from day one or even, I'm still learning, but I would really encourage y'all. I know a lot of y'all on here, Jen knows charting. She's like the nerd that's charting on Excel. Like she knows charting. Okay. Go to her and tell her. But again, when you're getting loyal customers and you're trying to figure out how to place them, you have no idea where to go if you don't have that chart in front of you. So I want y'all to make sure you're going to your uplines. And the second thing is play with eSuite. This is your other part of your homework. Know where to go. Right now, most of y'all are only going to need to use the reports, the organization viewer, the tree viewer, stuff like that. So if I'm in tree viewer and I'm charting Candance and I go and I find her name and then I click on her, y'all, this is insane. This volume or her accounts tab, it's going to tell me what her GV is. Okay. You need to know GV. That's it. All right. You don't need to know their PBV. They need to know their PBV. You don't need, BV is only for products. So you just need to know their GV. So if it says you need 2 qualified legs to be executive, they need to both be at 400 GV. So you'll click on that third tab, boom, it'll tell you right then and there. And you can write it down daily. Like, when I'm trying to promote, usually I'm charting daily because it's just, it's easier to keep up with and to try to predict out. But, so homework for tonight is I want y'all to go into eSuite. I want y'all to kind of play around. If you don't have any distributors under you, then print the Ruby chart out and let's figure out how we're going to get you 5 in there. Okay. So that you can get to Ruby. but you don't have to worry about the numbers and all that. Just get the Ruby chart. That's pretty much kind of all I wrote down. Like I said, Jen was supposed to be about 20 minutes and I was supposed to be about 20 minutes. So I kind of sped through my part because I can get long-winded sometimes, but we have about 5 minutes left. Do you guys have any questions over anything we went over? I know y'all are probably thinking she barely talked about charting. Like, is that it? Like, but no, there's a ton to charting. Okay. But we would be here like till tomorrow and then I still wouldn't have gotten to it all. Because like I said, it's a learn as you go. How many LCs would you need for 400 GV? I mean, it's really kind of hard to say because like Jamie signed 100, so you think 6? I see if they get one product each though, if they all order hair, skin, and nails and you only have 6, then you only have 180. But you also have to take into that account that person, whatever they order or what is on their auto ship is also towards their GV. So let's say you have somebody that has 300 GV and then they do an auto ship of 90, they're at 390. So the 300 in orders plus the 90. It's kind of hard to say. Usually on commission qualified, I say about 4 to 5. That's what I say. And that's if they're the smallest orders possible. Like if they're ordering the smallest BV of what we have, then it's about 4 to 5. It's so hard though to say. Anybody else? Y'all can unmute yourself.
All right. Can you talk more about signing or being more attractive to potential distributors? Because I am on the struggle bus. And once you do sign up a potential distributor, like, do you have certain things that you do with them, like for the first 30 days or?
Oh gosh.
Sorry, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it really is. I've done so many different things. And here's the bottom line that I figured out. And I wrote down signing DTs because I'm going to actually make like either a video or I could put a message in the chat because there's a lot of things. And like I said, that I could say. The biggest thing the number one way to sign DTs is to post your story over and over again, to tell them why you joined, to tell them what you're doing with the money, to, you can use examples of other people on your team. Just make sure you're not sharing it because that post isn't going to get seen. I mean, I have a lot of people share my stories and that's fine. But if you copy, and go in and kind of change it around, Tammy shared a really good one today. Tammy told her story in a really good way today. Whitney told hers the other day in a really good way. There's a couple leaders. I'm going to send y'all a list of top leaders I want y'all to follow if you're not. But, the biggest thing I've also learned too is don't reach for low-hanging fruit. Like if you have to beg somebody for 2 years to be on your team, I'm telling you right now from experience, I'm not saying it's a definite no-go, but they're probably not going to do that well because you had to beg them into the opportunity versus they want to be here. You know what I'm saying? So I really try to look for people that I really want to work with. Like they are fun. They're like me. They make me laugh on Facebook. They're hardworking. They have a really awesome why. But kind of circling back, sorry, my little clock is like ticking down. It's like 1 minute, 47 seconds. So I feel like I'm like speed talking. Training them, I've done it all. Like I've done launch groups, 15-day launch groups. I've done 30-day launch groups. I've done pages. I've done individual chats. I've done it all. And I don't know that there's anything I like what we have on now. I like that what's Tammy's done now. She's redoing all that. And I like that they've redone our training. But the biggest thing is if they want to get started and they want to do it and they want to go, they'll go. And if they don't, there's no amount of training that's going to change that. Their why has got to be big enough that makes them want to work and that it's more, their why is bigger than their excuse. Because, my why is sitting behind me, but I also use her as an excuse sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this because of whatever, And I'm like, no, you're doing this for her. No, I don't have the perfect answer for that, Jamie. But if you find it, we'll all take it.
No, that was good. That's perfect.
So yeah, I'll do something about signing DTs. I'm writing all this down, and Jen's gonna do a What the Fit video for you guys tomorrow. And this thing is about to cut off, but if y'all have any questions, put them in the chat, because I know I talked really fast. And next time I will have the upgraded Zoom where we have like an hour, not 40 minutes. I would have done it, but Tammy told me not to. It's her fault. So go watch the video. The link is right here. I'll post the link in the chat also. And then take notes and just really try to practice like that. Like I've been trying to really think about it